Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my second graders. Hopefully that you are doing well. Today's lesson, we are going to study our lesson 18. The story, its title is The Kite Flyers. The Kite Flyers, you'll find it on page from 188 to 209. Okay? So again, the title of the story, The Kite Flyers. The Kite Flyers. Okay. We will start with the vocabulary and context. We said that in a story you are going to study, at least we have to know 4 main points at these stories. Number one, you have to know the vocabulary, and this story you'll find it page 188, 189. Number two, you have to know the genre, you'll find it on page 192, and the target skill or reading the target skill, page 190, and you have to answer some given questions. I'll give it for you. You'll find its answers, the answers from page 194 to 209. Okay, let's start with the first one, which is the vocabulary and context. There are 8 items. The first one, knot. Knot means to tie two ends together. When you tie two ends together, if we have two ends and tie them together, so we make a knot. So knot means fastening made by tying two pieces together. So when you make a tie like this, so it's a tie. Okay, it's a knot. So knot means fastening made by tying a piece of a string or a rope. Number two, copy. Copy means to make exact copy of another thing. Like this picture, okay, I have another copy of this picture. So I copied it. It means I make identical duplicate of that one. So I make another copy of it, or identical duplicate. Then heavily, heavily here means strongly or to a great degree, or to in large amounts. Okay. Answered, you know, when you answer a question, it means you reply the question or to the question someone asked you. Planning, when you plan something, so you have a make a plan. You make a plan for this thing. It means that you are planning. Lonely, it means solitary and unhappy. Okay. Seriously, in a serious way, not joking. Okay. Guess, you try to infer, you try to predicate something. Okay. The second point, it's the genre of the story. The genre of the story, our story, the Kite Flyers, it's realistic fiction. Why we call it realistic fiction? As you know, before we said the genre means the type of the story or the kind of the story. We have humorous fiction, we have non-narrative fictions, narrative non-fictions, and so on. But our story today, the genre is realistic fiction. Why? Because it's made up, but it tells about people and events that could happen in real life. So realistic means it can happen, or it could happen in real life. This is our second point. Our third point, it's the reading target skill. Our target skill, you have to know it. It's characters understanding. How can you understand the characters in the story? You can understand them from the pictures, from their speech or their sayings in the story. Also, how they feel in the story. So you can understand each character of them. Is he kind? Is he energetic? And so on. You can understand the nature of his character through the story photos or pictures, also feelings and his sayings. The last point you have to know it, you have to answer some given questions. So I'll go over them again. I'll start with vocabulary and context, page 188, 189. Okay. The first one, not. Second one, copy. Third one, planning. Fourth one, lonely. So we said not means fastening, made by tying a piece of a string or a rope or something similar. Copy means good, a thing that is made to be the same as something else. As we said here, we made something similar exactly like that one. Okay. Planning means the act or process of making a plan. So when you make a plan, so you are planning. Lonely, it means uh, unhappy because you have no friends or people to talk to. Heavily, it means to a great degree or in large amounts. Seriously, it means in a serious way. Answered means to reply to a question someone asked you. Guessed, it means you try to infer or predicate. So we finished now our first point, which is what? Good. The vocabulary and context. We studied 8 items. You have to understand them and you have to know their definition. Let's move to our essential question, page 193. How do friends help each other? Actually, friends help each other in many ways. You can, if he is in need for, your friend is in need for money, you can give him money, you can give him anything he needs if you can help him. So friends help each other in many ways. Okay. Whenever friends need something, his friends or friend try to help him. Like if your friend needs money and like 1 real and you can give him money, it's okay. You can give him to buy water or food. As we have a proverb which says, friend in need is a friend indeed. Okay, let's move to our third point. Our target skill, page 192. We said it before that our target skill for today, yes, it's what? Good. Characters, understanding. We know that characters are people or animals in the story, okay? We can understand those characters by focusing on how they act, what they say, or their feelings, also the pictures given in our story. Those things like feelings or sayings or pictures about characters of our story, like the pictures of Munir and the kite, they help us to understand his character. Okay, now let's move to our third point, which is the genre of the text. We said it's realistic fiction. Realistic means that it's made up, but it can happen. So, realistic fiction means it's made up story, but it tells about people and events that could happen in real life. Good. The illustrations, pictures, show that the story takes place in the neighborhood around our homes, like those in many real towns. And the children in pictures remind me of real kids I know. I think this story might be realistic fiction. Okay. Now let's move to our last one, or our last point, which is very important for you. We are going to answer some given questions about the story. You can stop the video after reading each question and try to go to the page I'll show you now or refer to it to answer it. So the first question, page 194, 95, why is Munir on his own so much? Why he is alone? Because he thinks he doesn't need friends. He is able to pass the time and be happy on his own. So he thought that if he stayed alone, he can be happy. No need for friends. Number two, why do you think it says on page 195? So you can go to page 195 now to get the answer. That Munir goes to the beach on windy days. If you have a kite, why do you go to the beach on windy days? Go to fly your kite because he knows that he will be able to fly his kite. Now let's move to question three. How do you know on page 196, open page 196 now, that Munir likes flying kite? How did you know from page 196 that Munir likes flying kites? Because it says that he loved his, it here means the beach, says that he loved his kite and that he took flying it seriously. He tried to fly it seriously. Okay. Question four, go to page 198 and answer that question. How do you think, how do you think the boy Wang feels about Munir? Okay, he must like him because he smiles at him, okay, and asks him to play together. He is probably happy to find another person who likes kites. So they will be friends now, okay? On page 200, this question five, how do you think Munir is so careful about being friendly to Huang? Okay, he likes to be on his own. He needs to be alone. And Huang's kite is better than his. Also, this makes him jealous. Munir becomes jealous of his friend or of Huang because his kite is better than Munir's kite. So he also loves when Munir's kite crashes. All these things makes Munir feels jealous of Huang. Now let's move to question six. Read page 200 and 201 and answer that question. The question says, why do you think Huang is always laughing? Because he is having fun with Munir. He is happy, okay, to be with him. So the kites are not the most important thing to him. The most important thing to him to be with someone, to be with a friend, okay, to spend his time with a friend. That's what makes him happy. Do you think what Wang says about Munir's kite is right? Should Munir listen to his advice? Yes, this is the answer. Yes, because Wang's kite flies better than Munir's, because Wang's is being a good friend and is trying to help Munir. So Munir should listen to the advice of Wang because he becomes now his friend and try to help him. Question 8, go to page 204, 205. What has it changed in the story that has made Munir so happy? At the very beginning, we said that he was lonely, but now he is happy. Why? Because he thought he liked being on his own at the very beginning, but now he realizes that having friends can be a good thing. So he started to change his mind. Okay. Thanks for watching. Now you can also stop the video and complete those questions. Okay. Have a good time. Goodbye.